Are comic book movies dead? Or do new ones just suck? Big thanks to the upcoming magical fantasy movie, Wonderwell, for sponsoring this video. Hey there guys, we need to talk about the Flash movie because it's fast becoming a box office bomb. But the big question is, why? Now when it comes to the Flash, I saw the movie a few weeks ago in Cleveland, Ohio. I drove 3 hours to see an early press screening of the movie. I was dedicated, and it's safe to say going into it, I didn't have high hopes or expectations. I just wanted to see Michael Keaton put on the cape and cowl again, and I got that. Now this isn't a movie review because I already did that in the movie theater parking lot immediately after watching the movie. So if you want my in-depth thoughts, just click the link down below, if you want. When it comes to The Flash, is it a perfect movie? Absolutely not. But when watching it with a packed audience at the theater, I got the sense 90% of people really enjoyed it. People were laughing. The lady beside me was actually crying at one point in her popcorn bucket. But super quick, before we dive into the box office numbers of this movie and we talk about the possibility of audience fatigue when it comes to comic book movies, because let's face it, I feel like the majority of casual movie enthusiasts don't want to put pants on to leave their house anymore to go to the movie theater. I get it, trust me, I'm not wearing any pants right now. But before we talk about that, I first want to give a quick mention to the sponsor of this video and a brand new magical and mystical movie called Wonderwell. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Do you want to hear about an upcoming magical fantasy movie? Of course you do. Now let's talk about it. Wonderwell is a live-action, timeless fairy tale adventure film that transcends time and place. It's a magical and mystical coming-of-age story where a 12-year-old girl goes on a thrilling and treacherous journey set between modern-day Italy and an imaginary realm just beyond. And it tells a charming story on an epic scale. Oh, and did I mention? This is actress Carrie Fisher's last on-screen performance. She plays a mysterious witch. It has mythical forests teeming with magical monsters. What more do you need? And it's a fantastical portal that serves as a bridge between youth and maturity. I don't know about you, but I'm always in the mood for a good fantasy flick that gives me an escape from reality. And I'm also a huge fan of coming-of-age stories because it's sort of like a journey through life, but this one just happens to have magic and monsters. Now here's a couple quick flick facts about the movie. That is a tongue twister. Wonderwell was shot in Rome and Tuscany during one of the coldest Italian winters in recent memory. Also, the special effects studio who helped create the film wanted to minimize the CGI anywhere possible and utilize practical effects. And if you know me, I always appreciate practical effects. Whenever they can do it in camera, please do. For me, it just adds a more tangible feel to whatever I'm watching on the screen and makes me more immersed into the film. And the best part is, you can check out Wonderwell, which is available on Apple TV June 23rd. Grab some popcorn and make sure to watch it. I wish I had some popcorn in here right now, but definitely check out Wonderwell, available June 23rd on Apple TV. Now let's talk about the box office of The Flash. With a production budget of $200 million and an advertising budget of at least $65 million, The Flash must make around $265 to $400 million at the global box office to break even. And according to Box Office Mojo, as of right now, The Flash has made $172 million worldwide. Now when it comes to box office numbers, I don't really care. I don't own stock in Warner Brothers. I'm not getting any profit from this movie. I just want an entertaining movie because at the end of the day, I'm just some poor dude sitting in his office in his underwear talking about movies on YouTube. But what I do care about is why didn't audiences go to see this movie? Now let's talk about comic book movie fatigue. And when it comes to movies like Morbius, which I hope it's rotting in hell for all of its sins against mankind, I understand why that movie made $3 in a pack of bubblegum. Because it sucked. It was a bad movie. But my point is, The Flash was a mildly entertaining comic book movie that I feel gave the majority of fans what they wanted. But with all that said, are audiences tired of watching comic book movies, or are they just tired of watching bad comic book movies? It's not only comic book movies that are failing at the box office. Elemental, Pixar's new animated movie, isn't doing so hot either. If I had to guess, I would say it's a mix of three things. I feel like after the pandemic, people were conditioned to not leave their house to go to the movie theater anymore. And plus, to be honest with you, the majority of the movie theaters I go to are quickly dwindling in quality. The seats are falling apart. It smells like urine. The screens are always flicker. It just feels like etiquette at the theater is dying. I think that's one big key factor. And I feel like The Flash is the type of blockbuster comic book flick that the majority of general audiences would enjoy if they went to watch it, but they're just not leaving their house to go watch it. And the last and final reason I feel like The Flash is underperforming at the box office is This was one of the final 2 nails in the current DCEU coffin before they just nail that shit shut, bury it 6 feet in the ground, and then James Gunn starts his interpretation of the new DC universe. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I cannot wait for that new Batman the Brave and the Bold movie. Oh god, just give it to me now. Pump it into my veins. I want it. And the last thing I wanted to say about The Flash is, I feel like if this movie had come out in 2018 or 2019, it would easily be doubling what it's currently doing at the box office. Because back in 2017, that watered-down Whedon version of the Justice League made $657 million worldwide. And that movie sort of sucked. And I would say The Flash is by far a more entertaining and crowd-pleasing movie than the Joss Whedon version of Justice League. So those are my thoughts. I asked you guys on Twitter which video you would prefer to see. It was either this or an Elemental movie review, which I did shoot a first reaction after watching that movie in the theater. It's just, life has been hectic. I'm working a full-time job now and also doing YouTube. I don't sleep anymore. I just don't. What is that? I don't know. Is this a dream? Where am I? But as always, here's my question for you, and let me know down below, why do you think The Flash is failing at the box office? As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. That way, I can see you next time.